Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm currently in some fly trades. Uh, I put on one tranche early and then added a second tranche, and then the price started moving down. And so I started doing some adjustments by rolling the calls closer or from out of the money to in the money. And I ended up doing that 3 times because it kept on going down. And then because that increases your requirement for buying power, I also rolled the calls, the long calls, closer to at the money to reduce the amount of buying power I was using. Now, this order right here, I don't have it reflected up on the top part because I don't have it checked. And what I'm doing right now is I'm looking at what the current cost to close this trade is right now. So these are my short calls and my short puts on one order, and that's the cost that it would cost me to close it. I'm hoping that I may have to do another adjustment on this thing because you see the trade is continuing down lower. I don't really want to do that right now, but I might have to. I think what I'll do is I'll wait till it gets about to this strike here, the 42.60. Let me take a look at that. 42.60. Yeah, I don't want to roll that down yet because that's still right at the money. So hopefully this reverses so I can get this video done without it going against me too bad. It's showing that I'm at a $260 profit right now. It knocked off. It's bouncing all around. Okay, so what happens is that after you get a lot of trades in here, it slows down the analyzer. And so what I want to do is I want to show you how you can go back and take all these trades and consolidate them all down to something that is easy to manipulate and doesn't put so much of a load on this sell-off is bad. it's hurting. It's taking my profit out of here. Anyway, I don't want to slow down my response of TOS, and so I'm going to try to simplify this. I'm going to show you how to simplify it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all my simulated trades. Oh my gosh, now what am I going to do? So then I go back over here to my trades, and I will go ahead and do my longs first. So I'm going to go back. Here's my long puts, and I'm going to pretend like I'm buying them all over again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I do that by, I click on the first one right here on the ask, and then I control click it to make it 2, and then I control click twice right here to add the 4205s in here. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the calls, all the way down to my long calls. I got 4 of them at the same spot, so I'll just control click this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so it's reflected 4 down here. So these are my long positions, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just lock that one for now. Still selling off. Don't like that. Anyway, now I'm going to do my shorts. So I'm just going to click this once. This is the sell. When you click in the bid column, that's for sell. So I'll click that once. I'll click it a second time for the second contract. It shows me 2 down here. I control to click this one twice. Now I'm going to do my calls. And I'll click that twice, click that twice. And so now my screen reflects what my current positions are, and I've simplified everything that was down there on the bottom. So, okay, now these numbers don't reflect what the actual trades are because they don't know what prices I paid for it or what I got for anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'll go back over to my monitor. So here's all the trades that I've done this morning on SPX. I'm going to go back to SPX down here. SPX says, okay, I'm up $300 right now. So I'll look back here, said, well, I'm not $300 here, so I need to add more credit. So I'll move it up to get closer to 300. Now I can go back and double check it again because it moves pretty quick. SPX is up 350, 380, 370, 360. So if I can get around that, I need to go up a little more. I'll get around 350 and then I'll test it here. Okay, 375, 345, 385, 365, 370. I'm going to say that's close enough. So this these positions right here reflect what my current trade is. So it looks like I'm up $450 now, and this should be what my current risk curve looks like, risk profile, and this number should be fairly close to what we see in the monitor, which is the true results of the trade for today. So it's going from 385 to 4 something. So see if we're still the same. 380, 3875. It's close enough. You can't get it. It's hard to get exact because the price bounces around so much. So I just get anything close. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to go back and I want to create stops and profit targets for this. I already got a stop order working, and I could just copy that back into the analyzer, but I'm going to show you how I build a stop to start with. So I do the same thing that I did to create these, but I'll go ahead and create the closing positions. So I'm going to buy this one because it's short right now. I sold 2 of these, so I'm going to buy 2. So I click it once, and then I control click it again to update the number to 2. I'll click this twice. I'll come down to the puts, click that twice, and then click that twice. So I have now an order to buy back all my shorts. If I buy back my shorts, you can see this horizontal line right here is what the current profit is, excluding the ramifications of the longs, but about $160 right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust this to bring that line down to 0. So you go, well, why do I do that? Because I need to figure out what my cost basis with this trade is. So, I'm kind of just ignoring the longs. I'm just trying to do it with the shorts. And if you look at this bottom number right here, when I have my cursor up here, this bottom number will reflect the P&L of this blue line. And so I got it to 0. So it doesn't have to be exact, but pretty close is good. So I'll take that and I'll go over to the spreadsheet that I use to determine my stop losses and all that stuff. And these were my original tranches. I've made a whole lot of adjustments to it, so they don't really mean a whole lot. And so I'm just going to put this right here. And funny enough, it's really close. I put in 77.80 here, and let's just do 80 here just to keep this the same. And that's the first number of what the cost is. The second number is what it's currently traded for. And if it gets greater than this cost, this original credit. So if it's 78, 79, $80 or something like this, if it's greater than this credit that I got, I just use the credit. I don't put the higher price. But if it's less than that 77.80, then I'll put that in the mark. So right now, if I unlock this, I'll see what my current price is. And I'm going to uncheck that too, because I don't really need that now. Right now it's trading at 76.65, 76.80. So I've seen like 76.55. So let's try that, 76.55. So now what I have on here is here's my profit target is 66.15. I have my stop loss, which is 97.35, and I can build my order. So to build my order, I just take this order to close the longs. Order to close the shorts, and I create a duplicate order. I set it to a OCO, which means one cancels the other. So it's going to do this one. Let's create the duplicate first. It's either going to do one or the other. It's not going to do both. So if either one of these fills, the other one gets canceled. One cancels the other. That's what OCO means. And I usually put my stop loss in first. And that just because I try to stay a routine that is consistent and that keeps me from making less mistakes, because I've made mistakes on this before. So I put in there the 97.35, which I got from this column right here. And then I add, 50, 60 cents to here. And it doesn't really matter, but it's just something greater than what your stop is at. So I'm going to say 97.85. We'll put 50 cents on that. And the last thing I do then is I adjust this profit target. It's profit target 66.15. And one thing that I found that is really important to do is that you either have to hit enter, tab, or click someplace else for it to take that number. Once that cursor is out of that field, that number is locked in and saved. But sometimes if you click confirm and send, it won't pick up that number. And so then I can confirm and send it, and that way I'll have stops on all my trades. So that's how you get your profit target and your stop loss. And right now my trades, my stop loss is at 98, and we're going down to 97.35. So once you have your, from here, when you confirm and send your trade and put it in there, then you'll have working orders in there. And I already got working orders, so I'm just going to delete this for now. Let's take a look at this right here. So there's my 66.55 right there, or 15. And we said that we're going to reduce that to 97.35. So I take my stop, cancel replace, 97.35. And I'll add 50 cents to that, 97.85. Remember to click out of that field. So if you'll notice, I'll click out of that. So that locks that in. And then I'll submit that. And it's replacing that existing order. So my stop now is 97.35, which agrees with that. Let's see where we are in the trade now. So fortunately, it didn't sell off. And we're still in a good spot on this trade. Now, one of the things that I don't think I'll do that on this video. I'll create another video. Because I have an inverted strangle right now, I'm considering on buying back the ones that are on the outside and then selling a new one. But we'll do that for another video. Anyway, that's all for now. And I may merge this with another video, but there you have it on how to do your stops and work in the analyzer.